Alright, welcome back to another episode of Slay the Spire. In this episode, we're going to be starting our Watcher runs. They start off with pure water. At the start of each combat, add a miracle into your hand. And the miracle gives you an energy at 0 cost. With the Watcher, they want to be changing. They have stances they want to be changing. I guess we can't get a random boss relic like we do in the other runs, so we're going to just take the 1 hit point enemies and try to get up to one of these elites here. But they have 3 different stances, I think. I think it's 3, yeah. They have Eruption, which doubles your damage, but doubles the damage you receive. And then they have Calm. And Calm will exit you out of Wrath. I think it's called Wrath, actually. Eruption is one of the cards that puts you into it. That's what that is. But anyway, Calm will exit your Wrath stance, and then it will... an Apotheosis card, and we can afford it. Upgrade all your cards for the rest of combat. That's good. We can just use that instead of upgrading every little card on its own. Probably going to take that. But then whenever you exit Calm, it gives you energy. I think 1 or 2 energy. And then there's a third form called Deva form. And it has the benefits of both with none of the weaknesses. Like it does a triple damage. And you don't take extra damage. And I think you get energy when you leave it. But I could be a little wrong on that, and I apologize if I am. I'm going off of memory there. Whenever a card is retained, reduce its cost by 1 this combat. We have that preservation we're retaining, so that's probably a good idea. So upgrading that turns it innate, which means we'll start with it. Take a max hit points there with the pair. Let's see, what should we transform? Probably a strike or a defend. What did we get? Meditate. Put a card from your discard pile into your hand and retain it. Enter Calm, and then end your turn. Upgrading it gives you 2. Oh, cool. Now we have a block and an attack that do 0 energy. Or cost 0 energy, rather. Deal 10 damage and shuffle a Violence into your deck. Violence. You retain it and it does 20 damage. It already costs 0 energy. So if you were to be in Wrath, that would do 40 damage. In Deva, it would do 60. Put an attack from your draw pile in your hand. Put a card from your hand at the bottom of your draw pile. It costs 0. Sounds good. We'll turn that into 0. see. Eruption, throw, violence, vigilance. So we can get back out of that and not take 40 damage. And while I am certainly far from an expert, that is the general idea of how you want to play the Watcher. You want to weave your stances in and out like that so you can maximize the damage you do. Shovel, I think we can dig for relics at rest stops now. Just not getting a lot of play with our card pull here. I wish I wouldn't have wasted that 18 attack on that enemy that only had 5 hit points, but I think at the time I was thinking that I needed to get an enemy out of play. Should have used it on one of the guys with the hammers because they weaken you. But that's hindsight, right? See, scrying is another mechanic that the Watcher has that allows you to look into your card draw for the future, and you can manipulate it a little bit. And I still have a lot to learn about this character. I believe I have just one win with him. No more attacks. There we go. If you are in calm, draw 3 cards. Or prostrate, which gives you mantra, and the mantra builds up the Deva form. You got to get 10 mantra. Man, that was a lot of damage. We got 2 violence cards now. That could be 80 damage. Do not have a way to exit my stance, though. So that's not good. Well, that'll do it. Enter calm and end your turn. But what I just did there was I highlighted it, which meant I wanted to discard it, which was not what I wanted to do. I wanted to pull that card so I could use it. But this is working out just the same. Thankfully. Well, if we make it out of this first boss alive, that's going to be a miracle. There we go. That's a good amount of that. We're good on defense this round. Reach heaven. Strike. Might as well do reach heaven and stack another through violence. I always want to say thorough, but it's through. Let's see, draw 2 cards. There we go. Whew. We may very well die before we get to the second boss. There it is, Deva form. At the start of your turn, gain energy and increase this gain by 1. And it doesn't mention it in the tooltip of the card, but it also does like triple damage. Or maybe that's actually a 4th stance that does the triple damage when you build the mantras. Maybe Deva form is a 3rd one. That's what it was seeming like. That would make sense why it's not in the tooltip. So there's still things I don't fully understand about this character. So I guess in this series, if you're new to the Watcher as well, I guess we'll learn them together. I think I need a second cup of coffee. I'm not awake this morning. I apologize if I'm a little less energetic than normal. Some mornings are just like that. Gonna take 20 damage if we don't do something about that. Take an extra turn after this one. That's handy. I feel like I just wasted it there, but I didn't have a whole lot of choice. There wasn't too much I could do there. Except just end my turn without having done anything, and that's not going to get us anywhere. There we go. Duplicate throw violence and get him out of here. Deal 20 damage, draw 2 cards. The upgrade does nothing. Okay. I was expecting it to at least maybe drop the energy or something. Every time you play 3 skills. That'll help with the block a little bit. Give us 5 block every time we pull 3 skills. Or no, that's not block. Letter opener's damage. Does 5 damage. I really feel like I haven't put together a very good deck here. This is not... I don't believe this is going to be a run that's going to make it. All we can do is try. Divinity, yeah. So it is 4 stances. Wrath, Calm, Deva, and Divinity. Divinity is the one that is awesome. an upgraded. So those yellow background cards, those are good ways to switch your stances because they also do something else. They have another benefit, like the fist one does damage and exits your stance. The open palm gives you block and exits your stance. I like those because not only are you exiting your stance, but you're also getting that extra benefit. So those darn birds take less damage while they're flying. That Cut Through Fate becomes a really good card when you're in Wrath. It did 18 damage. Let's just do it again. Wheel kick. Yeah, nice. Empty Body. That gives you block when you exit your stance. I think the Empty Palm does too. Sands of Time. Retain, deal 20 damage. There is no spoon. What do I want to do with my piles and piles of money here? Max hit points, probably not a bad idea. And a heal, since we're 30 down. I mean, we can heal here, but we're still not full health. Play 3 attacks in a single run, get 1 dexterity. Oh, man. Doing too much thinking, not enough drinking. My coffee's starting to get cold. Yuck. I know iced coffees and cold brews and stuff like that are popular, but I'm just not a fan. One of the things I enjoy about a cup of coffee is the warming effect. I know all of these tools have their uses, but man, this is the one character I just get completely confused on what to do and which order to do it in. We'll get there. Retaining that's not going to do us any good as far as making a card better, but I want to use it during a Wrath if I can. Now, there I went into Calm and then exited it so I could get the extra energy from exiting the stance. And there's our Wrath. But I don't have a way to exit it, so I'm not going to use it. And wait, yes I did, right there. I'm doing everything backwards. I have completely mismanaged this turn. So welcome to my tutorial on how not to play the Watcher, and my guide on how to completely befuddle yourself and have no idea what you're doing. When you scry, gain 3 block. I only have 1 scry, I think. I already have a study, so I guess I'll take it. I only have 47 gold, so Merchant's just going to upset us. I've got Apotheosis, so those upgrades don't really matter much. because with 1 energy, we can upgrade everything in our hand. Ooh, deal 52 damage. That's awesome. Nice. Empty Mind. Draw 2 cards. Exit your stance. So Empty Body is game block. Empty Fist is do damage. And Empty Mind is draw cards. No, I don't think I should do that. That would just make the run worse than it already is. Or could I go ahead and go for it since I'm already doing poor? Nah. Because if anybody is still watching this video at this point, they're probably 1 step away from clicking it off, because I know this is less than engaging or intuitive gameplay at the moment. So if you're still here, thanks. And I appreciate you struggling with me. Man, look at all that damage. This is probably going to be it. I don't think we're getting out of this fight. I just don't feel good about the deck or my knowledge. After this run, no matter how it goes, I think I definitely need to sit down and study up again, look at all the cards, see what they do, so I can make more, better informed decisions in the next run, and, you know, hopefully be a lot more entertaining. Because, right, if we're not being entertaining, then that's not fun, is it? And if we don't even know what the hell we're doing, we can't be that informative, so that's not helpful to anyone either. But I suppose we can ramble on, and that's entertaining. Listen to the old man come undone. She's doing 36 damage. We have 10 health. And now we have 21 health, essentially, with that block. Ah, shit. This is it. This is it. Thank you for watching. And I hope you got something out of this. And I will see you next week for another run with the Watcher. And hopefully it will turn out better than this one. Take care, everybody.